transformation from nouns to the actual verb where we can measure something. Instead of concept whether a student has achieved or not, understanding and measuring is not that easy. But when it is transformed into any skill or when it is transformed into any kind of knowledge that gets, there you can do. So that is why they give the revised Bloom's taxonomy, where remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. As per NEP or as per our R22 regulation, already student by the time he enters into our graduate program, he should already have some understanding and remembering of his basic knowledge, basic sciences, basic education he has done. Now once he enters into this engineering program, all he has to do is start applying it. All he has to do is, after applying, whether it is achieved or not, he has to analyze it. Then he has to evaluate, and using all these skills, he has to create something new. So our program, all our COs, that is why the instructions we have received is, all COs should start from apply level, or then they can go to the higher levels of analyze, evaluate, and create. So that is how we have to write our COs. And I am giving the same table which we are all following. Whether it is good, bad, we have to finish the task. So definitely to write our COs, we are choosing one of these keywords. But unfortunately, sometimes what happens is, since we are all very busy, we'll be picking a word from analyze and we'll be stating it as evaluate. Because we are busy, we understand it. But at least if we stop doing that, it would be better. Whatever the action verb you have taken, if you are mentioning the same, that is good. So once you know your course, I am giving the example of my own course, biochemistry and enzymology. It's a 4 credit course. So for this course, I have taken 4 COs. Okay, good. This is what all of us are doing. We are taking any course, based on the nature of course, we are deciding how many COs are required, and by the end of that course, whether the student has attained these COs or not, we are measuring. So for making our job easy, what we have done, we have mapped these COs with POs also. This is R22 syllabus, but if I have shown you the same R19 or R16, because this is the basic fundamental course for any biotech student. Without this course, they cannot go further. So this is there in every regulation, but I would not have mapped these many POs. Right? What made me to map this time? Because I was teaching this course for the last 5 years. I have taught the same course for R16, R19. We also prepared for R21, which we have removed now. So now I am going to teach it for R22. More or less syllabus is same, because I told you it is the fundamental course. Nothing great, it's basic requirements. They will be knowing all this. Next 4 years to next 3 years, what they have to do, all fundamentals they will be learning. So all basics are there. So earlier I used to map only 1-2 POs maximum. Now I am able to map these many POs because of our assessment tools. I think this slide you must have seen so many times. That is why I made small modification, because even I am bored of showing the same slide. So basically in our formative assessment, there are 5 tools. Right? The first tool or the first target is like our regular mid-exam. So this is not going to give me any additional advantage for mapping any of my POs. It is because like regular practice. People will come, they will write, they will go. That's all. So there is nothing additional advantage I am getting here. Next, target 2. So in target 2, what they are going to do? Whatever problem they got in target 1, they are going to continue as a batch. Earlier when I showed the PO of team spirit, you all said lab, we can map. But are we maintaining same team in all the courses? Or at least in the same course, are we maintaining same teams? Every day there is a different team. So it is keep on changing. Then how can you map them? Earlier things. If for every course and within the course for every lab, if you are having a different team set, there is some constant. How can you say they have done something? Right? So that facility I don't have. Just because I have to map, I used to map. But now I can confidently say in my students there is team spirit, because out of 6 courses, every course is integrated with the lab. Right? That lab we are going to talk as target 5. So that is a different test. That is a different assessment tool. For 2 and 3 also, the team has to work same. Once a team is formed in the beginning of semester, they will remain as the team throughout the semester for all the 6 courses for all kind of assessments. Next semester, new batch formation happens, but for almost 4 months they are going to work together. And imagine in 4 years, in 8 semesters, they are going to have 8 different sets of teams. That means now we can say there is a consistency in the team, and there are different teams among them also. So now we can say whether our students are having team spirit or not. Am I right?
Even in one team, for example, one student is doing well and the rest of them are copying.
Correct.
How we can say that the team spirit is?
Whether these 3 people are ditching him or not also tells the team spirit. Right? If these 3 are coming and continuously telling this fellow is not supporting me. But one condition what we made sure in regulation is whatever complaint comes for the whole semester, they have to bear that fellow. Either he has to change or these people have to change. That is what team spirit is about. It's not leaving the person behind and going forward, right?
They will push the non-performance. That is the
yes. Right? So now we can confidently say, okay, project management is there, team spirit is there, and communication, target 3. They have to prepare a beautiful IEEE document, and they have to prepare a nice PPT which is voice inbuilt. See, so far, whatever our students, have you seen any time writing a letter? Because of any problem, if you ask them to write a letter, what happens? What do you get? A lot of nonsense you get out of it, and we feel bad for asking that letter. Now, we are having a course called IT Workshop, where we teach our students how to prepare the documentation, how to write something, how to beautifully present it. All these things we are going to teach them, and we are going to make sure in the next 40 courses whether it is achieved or not. Imagine one course they may fail, one semester they may fail, but in 8 semesters, don't you think they will prepare at least one good letter? Right? So, our regulation, the new regulation is helping us, or helping student actually. See, for us MBA is only like 1 month job. Or if you get accreditation, even if you get accreditation for 3 years or 6 years, nothing a faculty or institute is going to achieve out of MBA. But student is the one who is going to get benefited. When they go abroad, they will get in very good institutions, admitted and all. Earlier that chance they do not have, right? So, directly or indirectly, student is the one who is going to benefit. But they are making our job easy mapping these peoples. That is what I am trying to say. Right? The new assessment tools is making sure there is team spirit. We are improving team spirit and we are improving their communication levels, right? And imagine, just know like what Sarah has asked. Somebody is not helping, somebody is not working. So they are trying to pull him or push out. In this process, actually we can even measure their ethics. How they are going to survive in the next time. See, VC sir is planning to conduct an open book exam also. And he is telling open book does not mean textbook. They can bring their running notes. Does our student have that habit? Okay, running notes also will be white papers only. But what they are going to get advantage is if they really write their running notes. In future, VC sir may allow those running notes also. Right? See, there are a lot of possibilities. A student can cheat or the student can learn. Because if you see our target 1, where the part A, 10 module questions we are announcing 4 months before. Sorry, 5 weeks before. In the beginning of semester itself, we are giving those all 10 questions. Right? How much time it will take? Really, if any intelligent student sit and start working on it, how difficult problem or how big a problem is, if he really wants to work, he can finish it in at least 2 weeks. Right? How are they doing it? So all this process, lot of processes are coming into picture, right? So that is where we faculty can do lot of things. So far, we might be worried about our pass percentages or what happens if a student fails and all. But now, as per the new regulation, forget about what student fails and all. Conduct a toughest assessment. In the end, you can adjust them because there are 3 stages where you can push the student from where he fails or where he goes to an R grade or I grade, which usually will not happen. If you have read the regulations, it is most student-friendly regulation. As earlier meetings people have said, it is most positive regulation. Nowhere you can see a negative word also in the regulation, right? So in such a beautiful way, in line with NEP it is prepared, right? And most importantly, as coming back to our topic, so T2, T3, T5. Out of 5 assessment tools, 3 tools which are very innovative and actually helps us to measure the rest of the POs. I'll show you. I think by now you have seen these 3. I think you might increase the percentage of attainment POs when we go to the next slide. So as we already agreed, engineering knowledge, no doubt, majority is attaining. Problem analysis is also good. Design and development of solution. See, when somebody is doing design aspect, when they said about laboratory, I told we are already giving them lab manual. So there is nothing really involved for a student to design anything. But now target 2, student has to design on his own. Problem is given, and that two batches are going to get same problem. So they cannot come with the same way of going for the project. So they have to design it differently. So to achieve T2, lot of designing is involved. So definitely earlier I think this PO is less attained, right? Do you remember? Right? Now, because of our T2, definitely this PO3 also will increase its attainment levels. Then PO4, I think PO4 earlier already you have agreed. PO5, modern tool usage. If you want to do T2, a lot of equipment is required, a lot of softwares are required. And T5 anyway laboratory assessment. So out of your 5 assessment tools, 2 assessment tools are actually supporting your PO3 and PO5. So definitely this also will grow more than 70% because all our courses is having T2 and T5. So you cannot say my course is not supporting this because now we have stopped. There is not even a single course which is L-based. All courses are integrated with P. So when you have P, definitely you have your T2 and T5. Then definitely you can go with PO3 and PO5. Right? Okay, engineering and society. I don't know whether you have seen the regulation or not. We have given good number of credits, like 2 credits for as floating credits. People who are involved in NCC, NSS, social awareness activities, people who go for orphanages and work. For all this now we are giving credits. And there is a minor also which will support this kind of activity. Now we have a NCC minor, right? We have a minor called happy and healthy living, right? So if somebody students are taking these kind of minors, definitely the engineering and society PO is also increasing. Then coming to environment and sustainability, we are maintaining the same policy like earlier. So there might not be major impact, but definitely when students go for different projects, when they start designing different aspects, if there is any sustainable oriented things, it might contribute to even this PO also. Then coming to ethics, as I already told you, we can see how ethical they are by all these aspects. We are going to conduct a lot of continuous assessment. Actually, by doing this, people might feel there is a lot of monitoring. But instead of considering it as monitoring, we can tell them they're getting a lot of chances, right? Then similarly, individual teamwork, communication, as we already told you, T2 and T5 totally contributes for 9. And communication by your T3. In all courses there is T3. So definitely there is a presentation which has voice in it. So definitely your PO10 is also going to increase. Then project management and finance. Just now I told you. Wherever this conduction of T2, project management is involved because we are giving only 12 days time. In 12 days time, student has to find a beautiful problem for it. They have to come with a wonderful solution and then they have to execute also. So a lot of time management is involved in it. So definitely our PO11 also can be mapped to majority of the courses this time. Then coming to lifelong learning, see, in our T1 there is 2 parts. First part which comes out of our module bank. Second part is not at all known to them. So we are exposing to some sudden unknown aspects of them. And even our T2, we are not telling how to achieve it. There is a problem and student in a batch has to achieve it. Right? So when a sudden situation comes in their life, we are preparing them. They may not realize it when we are doing it here, but definitely this kind of attitude and this kind of involvement because of our assessment tools, now not only our POs are being attained, but we are preparing them for the lifetime learning aspects also, right? So with this I conclude. Thank you. Okay, this is one beautiful quote which our office liked very much and we are presenting it everywhere. Tell me and I forget. Teach me